Like to call the Human Resources and Public Works Committee meeting to order. Call to the public. Do we have any public online?
We do not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Then our first item is consider approving recreational managed system agreement between Amis USA Incorporated and Isabella County, pending legal counsel approval, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
And Commissioner Marino, this is Miranda Walker. I think you guys know each other from
Yeah.
the
Yeah, a
chamber.
little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
We are presenting to the board a change in our reservation system that we use for our pavilion and campground
Okay.
reservations. We were in a year-to-year with our past, it's as noted, Civic Plus was our past company, or our current company. We're just not happy with some of the things that aren't working, and particularly, the map and the grid are key things when someone's making a reservation. So we went back to the drawing board, so to speak. We did go to My Deal. Long story short, we looked at 4 or 5 companies. One company wasn't really campground focused. So the 4 were in there, but the My Deal company that does a state reservation is
Mhm.
Camus.
Oh, okay.
It's outstanding. Yeah, we're real happy with it. We are gonna pay more for it, but in the long run, staff time, particularly, I mean, it's just gonna save a lot of time and frustration.
So you had to do stuff that they were supposed to do.
We couldn't even do it. I mean, it's a program. So when you would make a reservation, usually you put the day you're coming in and the
Sure.
day you're leaving. That didn't work. You had to do the day you were coming in, check if it was available, then go to the next day, go to the next day.
Yeah, you had to literally click into all of our sites to see their individual
Okay.
availability versus just plugging in dates and seeing what's available. for
Yeah, yeah.
In your
Ah.
face is everyone else's face.
Yeah.
Why doesn't this work?
No.
We kept making promises that it was gonna work.
Oh, I see.
And, I will say Miranda has the patience of Job because she really put in tickets and followed up, and we kept waiting, and then we tried again, and then things didn't work. So Miranda would put in other tickets. It was just more of her
It'd be
time was being spent.
discouraging to the user, I'm sure.
very much so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it was all like COVID too, so the timing of our training, the whole thing was not as we hoped it was, but for whatever reason, the map and the grid did work when we were first training,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did an update, right, that, the first of the year in, 2020, and then it never worked again. So we made it work okay, and I will say, giving a lot of credit to our guests that made reservations.
Mhm.
They figured, many figured them out, but when people would call that really needed help, which was no problem, it even was a longer time on the phone than even our old software system was. It was, so this is just going to be, this is people that have, I don't know if you guys have ever made a reservation for the stage, but a couple people in our office have, and other people, it's just great. It's just our IT person, Michelle's used it, which just says a lot when it was very easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just worth the, well, according to our procurement policy as stated in there too, this follows a procurement policy that this is the list company that has a state reservation system. And really, when we even went through the, and I'll explain a little bit at the meeting, but the demos and all that.
Mhm.
Because I have to check it. Is we went through like 3 or 4 other companies, like I said, mostly 3, because
Try before you buy.
yes, Miranda, Nicole, and Rachel in our office went through this process. And when we did the debriefing after each one was good, like, oh, that was good, this and that. When we were done with Camus,
Yeah.
it was like, no one, I didn't say anything, believe it or not. But and Miranda was on the phone, and Miranda didn't see our faces because I just pretended like, okay, what do you guys think? And we waited, and you got on the phone. I think they were fantastic. Whatever. We were like so happy. It was like such a good moment.
Uh-huh.
And it just does not make sense for us to, you know,
No,
Yeah, it checked all of our
No.
boxes.
Oh
As we
my
were
God,
going through the
yeah.
demo, we were like, oh, great, it does that, it does this, it does this. There wasn't very many things that didn't. do it.
right. We didn't really show our hand during the demo, but when we were all done, it was closed up. It was like, we kept saying it was like the Cadillac. I mean, definitely, we are gonna be so, people will have such an easy time to make a reservation. I mean, yeah, it's just not worth it even to go back. I mean, when we saw it in place, so. You would, the best was just her voice coming out of the. Oh my God, I was like, so did I.
Oh, you guys- I feel like this-
So it was one of those moments you just knew this was a good choice. So, the draft contract will, outside counsel will be looking at this today, actually. We kind of waited because there were some changes that they were going to make, Canvas was gonna make that we had concerns about. So then Tim Perone will get this today, and then we'll have it, hopefully by the next.
Okay,
Tuesday,
okay, so,
By Friday. Or yeah, I mean, Tim is really quick. I mean, and since they do have a government contract with, the state, I think we were just talking about that. Coming up the stairs, I don't think there'll be. Many issues. Okay. So with that in the report, it goes through the financial impact. I think that's the biggest concern. We have budgeted for this year for $25,000. And the line item doing here, where it will come. And then in the future, since we can't, I'm just showing that we have other funds that could be then put into the fiscal year 24 and 25 budgets. That, we have those in our, on the side. Well, I have it in here. Projects, but it's in our balance sheet, so it's not in our budget. The only thing that's in our budget this year is for this year's payment of, $18,000.
okay.
This will be covered. 5,000.
Yeah, so not just one minute time.
Well, it's a 3-year agreement and it can be, changed.
Sounds good. Sounds like.
Okay,
And said, consider approving the recreation management system agreement between Camas USA Incorporated and Lake County, pending legal counsel approval and authorized board chair to sign the same.
Support, been moved and supported to keep item 3 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. The ayes have it. The item will be forwarded next week's meeting. Okay, our next item is consider approving the mini grant contract between Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and Isabella County for the 2023 Art from Our Park event in the amount of $2,500 and authorize the board chair to sign the same. So from Saginaw,
well, the Saginaw is like the
a region or something.
judiciary, yeah, of the state grant that they issue the money. But this is again, the Arts from Our Park. We did apply for $4,000 because their funding options came up a little bit. However, we're happy of, we got $2,500, a little bit less than what we had last year, which was $3,000. Actually, it ended up being $3,300. So they had some extra money. I think with COVID, some projects may not have moved forward as they thought.
Okay.
So, and again, we contract with Outreach, to do the program. They just had the program, or I don't know, it's still our program, 2 weeks ago, I believe. And, we had well over 100 people that attended. It was kind of a cloudy, rainy day also, but people came out and fall is such a short window of time. I think people
Oh,
just
yeah.
like to get out and about. And, so we were pleased with, the artist, obviously, in the function of this, program. So it's pretty nice, laid back program, as you guys, we've been talking about. And then last year, I'll remember to say this, it is a free program.
Oh,
Yes, we had last year, and of course, we let anybody that's coming to this program enjoy the park and then the arts, so it's really just kind of a really good partnership that we have for this. So this is the signing of the agreement, which Tobin will get an electric copy. He knows what he needs to do because he just signed the end of his last. We don't do this. We were like one of the last ones that do a program for just budget year for them. So we just had, this is for the new program, but our last couple weeks ago when we had the program, he needs to sign the ending project report too. So there's some things that you might see back again for this, but this is, this is the thing he needs to sign for the new accepting of the funds for this upcoming. Correct. Yeah, that's right.
So it'll probably be the same thing.
Exactly, we've been doing it, yeah, pretty much, not every year, this is our 8th year, the first year we did it was November, which was crazy. We had the most beautiful day, and then the next week,
Yeah.
it snowed, I'll never forget it, we
Nice.
got very lucky. But it was just because Rick Stevens, who was from Outreach Ford, was the partner in this with me to, this just came up with a conversation with me and I one time. So that was the only date that really fit for him, so that's what we did a little bit later. We did not have the grant, we just did this program, together. But then we discovered that there's some funds out there to help pay for the artists, so. Yeah, so it's a really nice program that they provide, so kind of the concept of starving artists and how you support them. Outreach also gets funding for this, for operational, for Outreach's program overall. So it's a very nice, this match funding is what is really nice to help support programs like this. So that's the request for this agreement to be approved. Hopefully signed.
Consider approving the mini grant contract between Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and Isabel County for the 2023 Art from Our Art event in the amount of $2,500 and authorize board chair to sign this on.
Support, so moved and supported to move item 4 to the work and regular session of the county commission meetings next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. The ayes carry, and the item will be forwarded to next week's meeting. Thank you.
Have a good day.
We will see everybody tomorrow.
Enjoy your day, ladies.
Okay. Going right on, our next item. Consider approving a memorandum of agreement between Region 7 Area Agency on Aging and the Isabella Commission on Aging and developing, implementing, and assessing the Tai Chi for Arthritis Program for the period October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have Jen Crawford, the Director of Commission on Aging here to break this down for us. Hi, good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. This is our, we're just continuing on with that memorandum of agreement with Region 7 Area Agency on Aging. They've once again received the Title III funding from the Older Americans Act to provide evidence-based programming, and our Tai Chi for arthritis program does fall under that category. So we're able to utilize that with this program and receive funding in turn for providing the fitness classes. So with this memorandum, we could receive $3,816 this year to go back towards the cost of that program. And it is a very popular program. We do 2 different levels of the class. We have a beginner class, and then also there's a next level, they call it. So they provide that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the classes happen twice a week. And it is really popular. The rooms are pretty full with all of his sessions. It's really exciting. Oh, I think I lost my sound again. This happened the last meeting.
Good morning.
Oh, there we are. Now it's back. That's weird. That happened last time too. Isn't that so weird?
It jumps. I can't explain it, John.
Oh, yeah.
It
Well, I'm
jumps.
so glad. I'm glad it jumped back.
I'm glad. Okay,
Okay.
we're good.
We approve.
Okay, so that's the ayes have it. And the item 5 will be moved to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. Thank you. Okay, our next item is consider approving the Region 7 Area Agency on Aging Purchase of Service Provider Agreement along with the addendums and the Business Associate Agreement, and authorize the board chair to sign the same. What do we have on this one?
All right, so this is just renewing our waiver or Medicaid waiver purchase of service agreement with Region 7 Area Agency on Aging. It is a 3-year agreement that we do enter with them. And this program, it is a great program. This really helps individuals who have a higher level of need than what our agency would normally provide. So they do work with a waiver provider. And then in turn, that provider can reach out to agencies in their region, which we are one of them, and we can help provide some of the services for the individuals. So we help with home delivered meals, homemaking, personal care, respite care, so it just does, it helps individuals in our community. We're still able to help them. Their primary care is with the waiver provider, which is in this case, it's Region 7 Area Agency on Aging. But we're still able to, through this agreement, help assist those individuals with these types of services. And it's a great program. It is beneficial for us as well. Just in this fiscal year, to date, when I was doing the staff report, we had brought in just over $17,000 this year through this waiver program. So it does provide a substantial amount of funds back to our agency for providing those services.
Can you get a motion on that, please?
Sure can. Consider approving the Region 7 Area Agency on Aging purchase of service provider agreement along with the addendum and business association agreement, and authorize board chair to sign this.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 7 to the work and regular sessions of the county commission meetings next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The ayes carry, and item 6 will be forwarded to the work and regular sessions of the county commission next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You
Okay,
too.
you too.
Thank you.
Hi, John.
Bye.
I didn't get that other memorandum of agreement. I didn't get that in this. It just went right to the other. So did you get it?
Yeah.
I just wondered. Okay, the next item.
Can have mine.
Oh, thank
Can have mine. Yes.
Thank you.
That way you'll have it at the meeting.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on, our next item is consider accepting and placing on file the Isabella County Drain Commissioner 2022 annual report as presented. And we have our Drain Commissioner.
We'll test again on audio. Pardon me while we test. Just want to make sure it didn't fall off. Now everybody can hear you.
Okay, let's move on. What do we have here today?
They just came up here to see if you had any questions on it. Got a lot of maintenance work and our maintenance dollars work is going up $1. Very expensive. asphalt filling. Pay.
Was are you still doing anything related to the wind farm?
No, I believe that's closed out. It's not completely closed out because I see there's a balance in here on. They gave us a retainer basically just operate off on. It's still in here, but I believe we're not doing any more work on it. Everything actually went very well on that.
Great.
Right here, we've got balance, we still have $100,000. That's on.
Lot of drains.
Yes, there is. And one of the whole things we have, problem we're having is the drain that hasn't been worked on 30, 40 years, all of a sudden. And we'll go up with that all, we go to assess and their wall is completely. So we end up carrying that balance out of our revolving for a year until we get that straight. And see, I had 26, I believe, days of, I gotta have a day of review to correct them. And I had 26 of them, and I probably gonna have another 40 this year.
Wow.
It's-
Oh,
There's that many older drains?
Well, yeah, and she's got one that we did a bunch of work on. Doesn't even have. We don't even have an old paper file on the last time it was assessed, let alone computer. There's some of them that are on the computer, they're just really old and not, and you have to update them before you assess them. But we're gaining on it.
Little by little. huh?
Yep, I think that flood stirred a lot of it up. It's not anything that anybody forgot about or anything. It's just the fact that, that brought to light
problems.
something to fix. And yeah, but we're getting there.
Okay. Could we get a motion on that, please?
Sure. Consider accepting and placing on file the Isabel County Drain Commission 2022 annual report as presented.
Support. So moved and supported to move item 7 to the regular and work session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, the same. The ayes carried. Item 7 will be moved to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. Okay, our next part is consider adopting the 2022 drain tax apportionment for Isabella County tax billing. Okay. So a spreadsheet with the entities, the tax and the total, right? Starts out with townships and then, oh, I see the drains and then the township they're in, right?
You need a copy of it, Bob, or do you have it from you? We got it.
So the total is 1,751,556 and 60 cents, sorry. Okay. Pretty standard, right? The same.
Yeah, it's just the way it has to go. I mean, that's. The township ones are the. We have one township, we don't have any drains.
Oh, really? What township is that?
Well. His drainage district, because it's, the district is part of one for actually all four counties, cost of Osceola, Blair,
Mhm.
the district. It's real small.
Uh-huh, okay. Interesting.
That's the high ground. They don't need drink.
Makes sense. Any questions, Jerry?
No, I guess, went through this last year, same time, so. Consider adopting the 2022 drain tax apportionment for Isabel County tax billing.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 8 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. The ayes carry. The item will be forwarded to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. Okay. Our last item is consider approving the delinquent water billing roll that's submitted by the Board of Public Works, which constitutes delinquent service charges of 6 months or more as of September 1st, 2022 for properties within Lake Isabella Forest Number 2 subdivision, Village of Lake Isabella, Township of Sherman, County of Isabella, State of Michigan, and therefore constitutes a lien on the property as provided by the County of Isabella Ordinance Number 1 of 1975 as amended. So we get this every year. And the same people are probably the ones that.
Not necessarily. It's gone up. We got behind on billing. Building was closed down. and
Uh-huh.
We're getting caught back up. But we're only 1 quarter behind now, or well, technically 2, but I did, Carolyn come up and pointed out there is one mistake on it.
Mhm.
Lot number 396 is on here twice. And that's not correct. So that will change that total. $226.02. Page 2, page 3, the
Yep.
bottom one is on the top of the next one. Other than that, Tim is all out today. He's having his health problems again. He's lightheaded, so we got to get him fixed up.
Mhm. Can you just correct that and get it to the
Yep.
correct one to Jessica before?
Carolyn said. somebody
Perfect.
just
So
came down and
the
pointed it out.
16,952.76 is minus the 226.02.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Consider approving the delinquent water billing roll as submitted by the Board of Public Works, which constitute delinquent service charges for 6 months or more as of September 1st, 2022 for properties within Lake Isabella Forest Number 2 subdivision, Village of Lake Isabella, Township of Sherman, County of Isabella, State of Michigan, and therefore constitutes a lien on the property as provided by the County of Isabella Ordinance Number 1 of 1975 as amended.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 9 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The ayes carry. Item 9 will be forwarded to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. Thank you, Bob.
Have a good day.
Any other issues or comments?
There's no public online at this time.
Oh, right.
that I see, if that's what you're.
Yeah, that's what I should have been asking. Okay, seeing that's the case, I'll adjourn the meeting at this time. Thank you. Now I'm gonna have some read.